Welcome to practice. Today I have a very special environment for us today. We will be practicing in the desert. So I hope that these mountains and this breeze and maybe my crazy dog running back and forth will be a lovely ambiance for you. So go ahead, grab your mat, grab your cup of coffee or tea, your beverage vessel, and I will meet you on your mat. Your favorite seated pose on the floor. Legs can crisscross, you can kneel, squat. You'll start to lean back in your seat as you welcome yourself to this gentle flow. And gentle for good reason. You are choosing to mindfully go slow today. And some days this is quite easy. It's a prescription that you've already given yourself. You need gentle, slow yoga. But for some others, it is going to be very difficult to take gentle flow. You'll think you're not getting a workout. This isn't very hard. I'm bored. All of these things. And that's pretty common. That comes up when you're first becoming aware of the self. It's a pretty unfamiliar vessel, and so you don't have a lot to chat about, right? But the more you get to know yourself, the more you get to move into these poses, the longer you'll comfortably be able to hold them. So welcome to this long, slow flow as I see you with your hands at heart center. Go ahead and lift your chin up towards the sky. We open the throat chakra. You'll keep leaning back, unclench your thighs, your calves. Go just a bit deeper. Then chin in towards the chest, ear down to one shoulder. If you'd like to add more to this sensation, you can hold on to your head. Switch sides, back to center, head lifts. Exhale, head down. And back to center we go. Arms will open nice and wide like a T. As you exhale, look over one finger. Breath in, back to center. Exhale to the right. Take it away. Arms overhead, we'll breathe in, and you'll bow to your practice as you breathe out, hands, head down to the mat. Gracefully sit up tall. I'll see you in a tabletop pose. Come onto your hands and knees. Once you find your tabletop, you're going to start with a neutral spine. What does that mean? No dip in your back and no extra round in your spine. You're looking for a flat surface so that your hot coffee would not move, right? If it was sitting right there. We start here. Then right leg nice and long. Go ahead and flex your toe down to the floor. Little scoop with the tailbone. Maybe you have a wall to help you. Very nice. Left arm out in front of you, floating tabletop. Wide starfish palms, we're warming up the core. 3, 2, and 1. Hand down to the mat, right knee down. Take a cat and cow. Neutral spine to start, left leg nice and long. You're going to be tempted to lift your hip, but you need to keep it square. If you're not sure, drop your chin in towards your chest, take a look at your belly button, your hip, your toe, and then meet us back in your floating tabletop. We build on, right hand reaches out in front of you. Use all your fingertips, not just your wrists. You're welcome to come onto your fist if you need something different. We're here for 2. And 1. Hand and knee down to the floor. Wag your tail. Let's take puppy pose. Give yourself enough space in front of you. Your legs will stay in tabletop, and your hands will walk out in front of you. Bring your forehead down to the floor. Relax the belly. Once you're comfortable here, you're going to inhale, pick up your head, and set it back down. As you exhale, forehead down to the mat. Relax the stomach, press yourself back onto the hands, and give yourself a little wiggle. Look over either shoulder. We'll be taking a modified plank, so keep your knees on the floor, walk your hands out in front of you, and notice this is an untucked tailbone, then we've got a scooped tailbone, really tight core. My toes are untucked here, tops of the feet press into the floor. Keep looking down. Enjoy the warmth and the sunshine. Smile down towards the floor, your jaw is relaxed. Smiling is one of the poses. You must stretch your face. It's just yoga. Low plank, take a breath out. Upward facing dog. Let's hold our upward facing dog. If you need to modify, come onto your fists here. We're gonna look over one shoulder. I like to bend in my elbows to do this. Breath out to switch sides. So long as your wrists are feeling okay, back to your upward facing dog. We hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your toes. A very gentle first downward facing dog of the day. Still hanging out with me here in downward facing dog. Take a gentle bend in your knees. Look up towards your hands. I'll meet you in a forward fold. As you'll see, I've got a really generous bend in my knees. I'm a very tall lady, and it's early in the morning, so I'm quite stiff in the morning. So hold on to whatever you can, and try to relax your head and let it go. This is very much so what my forward fold looks like when I first wake up. I am in no rush to take my full expression. You'll straighten your legs, that's on your inhale. Breath out to bend. Inhale, halfway lift. You'll have a nice flat back, and then a little scoop of your chin. You're looking down at the floor, and your toes are really relaxed. Proud to be here. Really wide collarbones. Suck in the belly. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Plant your hands onto the mat. Go ahead and step back into your modified plank. So you're dropping your knees down to the floor and get yourself comfortable. Nice low hips, really strong fingers on the mat. Eyes are down towards the floor. Hold. How active can you make this pose? Suck in the stomach. Retract the shoulder blades. Kind of like if you had a pencil between your shoulder blades. And maybe record yourself so that you can check on your alignment later. There's a lot to learn from seeing yourself on a video screen. I'll tell you what. And then we'll release. Go ahead and come into hero's pose. So you'll keep your legs zipped together and you'll take a seat on your heels. Just be sure that your feet aren't folded on top of one another. You're gonna want them side by side. And then I'll turn to face you. Virasana. A moment of stillness. Take a few rounds of breath, arrive to this seat. This is a great time to really check in if this is realistic for you. If you're uncomfortable, slip a few books in between. Take a seat on top of them. If you have blocks, then don't mind me. You know what to do. Dare I say my coffee has gotten hotter since sitting here. Let's see if you guys can see the steam. So hot. Okay, we have our priorities straight. Go ahead and take a seat and bring your fingertips down to the floor. And then you're gonna roll your shoulders back, really relaxed collarbones, throat. We've done this before, just a different seat now. So as you breathe in, chin up towards the sky. And head back to center. Arms will sweep overhead. Bring your palms to face one another. Go ahead and sweep your right arm underneath your left. You're gonna find your eagle bind, which is palms together to touch. This isn't realistic for everyone. So you can press your hands this way. You can reach for what you can. You can give yourself a hug. From here, you're gonna breathe out and round. So imagine your elbows and thighs touching one another. Let's say your feet were a bit in pain from being in this seat for a while. We're gonna come onto the knees. So back to center, keep the arms here. Inhale onto the knees, press the hips forward. Take a back bend as you exhale. Back to center, take a breath in. Tighten the belly, exhale, take a seat. Round, elbows in towards the thighs and hold. 3, 2, and 1. Release, arms sweep up and overhead, take a breath in, and snow angel, fingertips, draw that snow angel one more time, breath in, arms overhead. Exhale, hands down, look down at the thighs. Check in with your feet. Those of you that want to go a bit deeper, you can bring your calves to the outsides of your thighs and take a seat on your actual cheeks on the floor. So now my ankles are off to the sides and we'll build on. Inhale, arms sweep overhead. Left arm underneath the right for eagle bind. Choose what you like. Nice tight belly. As you exhale, take a round. We look down at the floor. Be sure you breathe in. When you hold your breath, your body starts to think of fear, anxiety, all of those angry tap feelings. And so we don't want to associate those feelings with our yoga practice. So we take a whole lot of breath, right? Arms will sweep overhead. Well, you know what I mean. Onto the knees and up and overhead. So take a breath in. As you exhale, elbows lift, look up, back to center. Take a breath in. Exhales to round and curl. Eagle arms to the floor. Really wide hands. You'll sit up tall. Unwind unwind your bind, and I'll see you in a seat. Mermaid side stretch. You're gonna bring your ankles to the sides. This is our mermaid. And you have one cheek sealed down to the floor. And hang out with me here. This is pretty sensational on its own. You should feel a stretch right away from your rib down to your hip bone. So get used to that. And we're gonna try to mimic the same depth when we switch sides. So once you find that comfortable seat, bring your left hand down to the floor. Right hand will come nice and high. I like to take a nice swoop. Let's say this is too sensational for you. Keep your hand down on the floor or hand onto the back of your head. Breath to movement. Breathe out, chin down to the floor. Inhale, chin up to the sky. Exhale, down to the floor. Last one. You'll sit up tall, release the side stretch, and bring your legs out in front of you. My floor is pretty dirty. I'm just gonna switch sides. So once you get your feet onto the other side, take a seat. Left cheek is now on the floor. Thanks for embracing my environment today. I hope you feel comfortable wherever you're practicing today, whether you just have one lane, one sliver of peace. Aren't we so grateful to have it? Check in. Which side was tighter? Still hanging out here. You're gonna look down towards the feet. Hand can crawl. Same side of the feet is where your hand's crawling. Inhale, left hand's nice and high. Breath out to reach and check in. Do the same thing that you did on the other side. So hand behind the head. For me. We're adding in the pranayama. So exhales to look down. And there's my furry friend. Inhale, chin up to the sky. Exhale, chin down to the floor. Breath in, chin up to the sky. Exhale. And then back up into your seat. Let's take our butterfly legs. So legs out in front of you. Soles of the feet are going to come together. Baddha Konasana. And check in with your groin. Your first priority here is just sitting up tall. This is plenty of sensation and work, right? If you feel like you can't sit up tall, I would take this pose leaned up against a wall so that you really don't have to worry about your alignment. You know that you're sitting up nice and tall. I will do that for about 3 to 5 minutes at a time, really push up against a wall. But if you're feeling all right, we'll build on. Once you're holding onto your shins, no elbows out. Think chaturanga arms in by the sides. As you exhale, forehead down to the feet. And then once you've folded, we will start to stir our pot. Stir your cauldron, hold on to the legs. And then we'll take a few cat and cows. So nice flat back, hold on to the legs. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round the spine, push away from the feet. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. knees together. Let's go ahead and come into that modified plank. So, you know what to do. We've been here before, but now your body's a bit warmer. So see how it feels. If you feel a bit less fatigued now, a bit stronger in the belly, strong in the biceps. Low plank as you exhale. Upward facing dog as you breathe in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Generous bend in the knees. Walk your hands and your feet together to touch. Time to compare your forward fold. It's only been a few minutes, but it might feel a whole lot different. Let your head down to the mat, generous bend in the knees. If your belly's uncomfortable, take a wider stance so that you're not distracted by it. Drop your head down to the mat. We'll roll up to standing, our first time standing today for mountain pose. I ought to take a look at the mountains. So take your mountain and face all four corners of the room. Take a turn. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Face a new direction. Take a breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Hands to heart center. Find yourself at the top of your mat. You're going to keep your right foot on the floor. Step your left foot back into crescent pose. Anjaneyasana. Your back heel's nice and lifted. Some time to settle in. Take a look at your knee. Try to keep it stacked right over your ankle. Your big toe is pointed in the same line. Hands come to heart center. Little bend in your left knee. We're going to pulse. And hold. Still here. Drop the hands by the sides. You're going to airplane the arms and you're going to bow forward. So suck in the stomach. Imagine your thighs and your belly connecting. Keep looking down. Both hands will reach forward. That's on the breath in. Exhale, airplane. Tighten the belly. Arms sweep overhead. Our full expression. Crescent pose. Left hand will reach to the front of the room. Your right hand will drop back. We're taking a twist here. If you would like a bit more support, hand onto your hip, and then you'll start to look over the right shoulder. Exalted crescent. Left hand comes nice and high. Your right hand can reach for your left thigh. You'll drop your hands down to the mat. You'll step your left foot up to meet your right. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Fold forward. Left foot on the floor. Right foot starts to step back. I will meet you in your crescent pose. Inhales to rise. Anjaneyasana. Never in your rush to arrive, because the journey is the pose. We must enjoy the journey as much as the destination, as they say. So we build on. Hands airplane by the sides. Exhales to bow forward. Hands reach up and overhead. You'll take a breath in. Exhale is to airplane. Again. Hold. Meet me in your full crescent pose. Arms will sweep overhead. And try this variation. Go ahead and take a bend in your right knee, and you'll take your pulses. Your right hand will reach forward. We're going to get ready for our twist. Left hand sweeps behind you. Eyes start to travel. Eyes back to center, and exalted crescent we go. Eyes look up towards the palm. 3, 2, and 1. Hand down to the floor. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Take a tuck and curl. Forehead in towards your knees. You can keep your hands on the floor here for now. Option to build on around your forearms, around your shins. Chin in towards the chest. And you'll take a seat. Feel the sensations and effects of your practice so far in your body. We'll meet with your left leg nice and long. As you prep for this pose, another little intermission. If you need to take a sip of water, towel off. I will do the same. And then we'll meet with your right leg bent and your left leg nice and long. Time to settle in. You'll face towards your leg and have a nice tight core. And feel that you're on both sides, both cheeks, nice and even. Keep your hands at heart center. Twist, open. So right elbow back, twist to the leg. My toe will stay nice and flexed, little bend in the knee. To the foot. Now we're ready to fold forward. Nice gentle fold. If you'd prefer a different sensation, I like hands on the back of my head to give me a bit more weight. 3, 2, and 1. Sit up nice and tall. We'll get ready to switch sides. So bend in the left knee. You've got a right leg to straighten nice and long. Hands at heart center. First, your priority is sitting up nice and tall. So if sitting up nice and tall is a great challenge for you, be proud that you've noticed and just hang out here. Or find a wall, because you do not want to have a rounded spine on lazy-like. Sit up proud, look towards the foot, breathe out. Last one. Now you're ready to fold. What are we stretching here? By keeping your left cheek down on the floor, you should be feeling a stretch in your IT band and your psoas right away. Your hamstrings are also getting a stretch in this right leg here, and you shouldn't have any pain in the shoulders or in the ribs. If you do, you need a bit more core support. So sit up tall, tighten, lengthen, then fold forward. 3, 2, and 1. Release your fold, and we'll keep our legs out nice and long and come on down to the floor. I encourage you to try a C curl as you build strength in your belly, arms out in front of you, a bit of trust, a bit of faith, a bit of intuition as you try not to let your feet come off the floor. You'll head all the way down. Full body stretch. Make sure I fit on here for you guys. So tall.
We've got bridge pose next. So take a bend in your knees and you'll suction cup your feet to the floor and start with your arms overhead. Breathe in. Exhale, palms down to the floor. This will help you get your low back sealed to the mat, your shoulders to the mat. Breath in, arms overhead. Exhale, palms down. Take it away. Bridge pose. Press into the feet and keep your palms face down for now. And you'll roll yourself on up, little tuck of your chin, and you'll just find the simple bliss of the foundation of this pose. Some of you like to create a basket underneath you. I'm gonna stay like this, palms nice and wide like a T. A little scoop of the tailbone, you'll lift a bit higher. Breath out to release on down. Hug your knees in towards your chest. You'll be crossing your left leg on top of your right, so cross your legs just like you were in a seat. And then you'll set your head back down to the mat. Hold on to what you can. Back of the thighs, knees. Some of you are able to reach your shins. Go ahead and grab onto the shins and give them a pull. Freeform movement in between, untangle the legs. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Hopefully that's not driving you nuts. Maybe you didn't even notice. Embrace whatever comes your way in your yoga practice. There's no such thing as a perfect yoga practice, whether it's flies or dogs or cats or children. You never know what's going to cross your path. We just choose to have our yogic philosophy with us, which is kind, compassionate, even-keeled, rational, yes. Right leg on top of your left. We're grateful to be able-bodied today. Go through your list of gratitude when you find yourself distracted. When you find yourself ungrateful, be grateful. It's a great habit to get into, and you'll notice the difference on this side while you're at it. Take a little squeeze. And we settle on in. Little tuck of the chin. Your low back should be on the floor here. Your belly's starting to relax. Unclench your core. Just like that, we're ready to come on out. Uncross the legs, take any free-form movement, wiggle the legs, wiggle the toes. I'll meet you in legs up the wall. Viparita Karani. Flex your toes towards your face. Be sure your low back is still on the floor. Your palms are face down on the sides of you. You're always welcome to take this pose with the support of the wall. It's amazing. Do what you can. Knees in towards the chest. Forehead in towards your knees. Apanasana. Take a tight squeeze. Thank yourself for your discipline. Squeeze a bit tighter. We love our yoga practice. May you find your meditative state. You'll burst open for Shavasana. Give yourself some space. Settle on in. Feet open like a book. I offer one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach today. Open mouth. A slow return to consciousness. Good morning stretch. Sweep your arms overhead, suck in your stomach. The knees will hug in towards the chest. Your fetal pose will be on the left side of the mat today in honor of the waning moon. As we get towards the new moon, we take the left side of the mat. Press yourself into a seat. Sukhasana. Legs crisscross. Hands come to heart center. We take a few rounds of breath together. Start by emptying your belly out. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Breath in, 3, 2, 1. Open mouth, 3, 2, 1. The light, the teacher in me, is so honored to guide the teacher and light in you. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. I had a lovely time flowing with you today in the desert. Thank you for embracing my coffee, my surroundings. Oh, my dog knows that class is over. He heard me namaste and got up because he knows he's not allowed to attack me in Shavasana. So I'll go get my dog and I will see you guys soon. Namaste.